What's up, Steelers fans? Let's get to 9,000 subscribers on this channel. So if you bleed black and yellow, let's just all hop on this Jerome bus, right? Yeah, you see what I did. And let's go ahead and let's get there because I know you can do it. We have a Ravens channel that's got more subs than you. That should motivate you. Our Bengals channel is catching up to you guys a little bit. And I don't know about y'all, you shouldn't lose to them. You have an amazing fan base, so to stay up to date on everything going on with the Pittsburgh Steelers, free agency, trades, news, rumors, we got you covered. Hit that sub button. Coming up here on today's show, we're going to be breaking down a PFF mock draft, which had the Pittsburgh Steelers going out and trading for quarterback Derek Carr. We're also going to be breaking down whether or not Pittsburgh should go out and sign Cordarrelle Patterson, a really good Swiss Army knife, and then the latest Brian Flores news. The latest trade rumors going on right now around the Pittsburgh Steelers involved Raiders quarterback Derek Carr. In the latest two-round PFF mock draft that had the Pittsburgh Steelers trading for DC at number 20 overall. Now, there's no doubt the Raiders, it seems like they might extend Derek Carr long-term. However, when you look at a quarterback that's been in a lot of trade rumors the past 2 seasons, I'm always a believer where there's some smoke, there might be some fire. And if I was the Steelers, I would look at what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did with Tom Brady. Brought in a veteran quarterback with already a good team, won a Super Bowl. What the Los Angeles Rams did, had a good team, brought in a veteran quarterback, won a Super Bowl. I'm not sitting here saying DC is as good as Matthew Stafford or as Tom Brady, but Pittsburgh has a lot of pieces to be able to compete right now. And if they're able to have somebody on the field that's just a top 12 quarterback, they're a Super Bowl caliber team in my personal opinion. So here's what PFF did. This was the trade that went down in their mock draft. The Steelers, they get Derek Carr. The Las Vegas Raiders, they get the 20th overall pick this year, a third-round pick in 2022, which I believe is the 84th overall pick for Pittsburgh, and then a 2023 first-round pick. My personal opinion on this deal, I actually think it works out for both sides. If you're the Raiders, you get 2 first-rounders. You also get a third-round pick. That's helping Josh McDaniels be able to build forward. Now, if you know that mock draft, they went ahead and they selected Desmond Ridder, which that wouldn't be very good. But from a Pittsburgh Steelers standpoint, it's essentially what the Los Angeles Rams had to give up for Matthew Stafford. The other reason why this makes a lot of sense for Pittsburgh, DC's only going to make $19.9 million, 1 year left on his contract. If it doesn't work out, okay, clean slate, you go ahead, you move on from him. I know y'all like Mason Rudolph. Mason Rudolph ain't that dude. So would you guys go ahead and make this trade here? I want you to go ahead and type Y for yes or N for no. You know what? I'm actually going to make this the pinned comment on today's show because I like it a lot. So when you're on this video, I want you to scroll on down while you're getting hit with that YouTube ad break and be honest with me. Would you make this trade Y for yes or N for no? Free agency is a big part of the offseason. We always say teams win in the offseason, then they're going to go ahead and be successful during the regular season. I love what I saw from Cordarrelle Patterson this year from the Atlanta Falcons. He was used as a running back. He was used as a wide receiver, a true Swiss Army knife. And the latest rumors going on right now are, hey, should this team consider going out and getting Patterson? I watched the offense this past season. I can put a lot of blame on Big Ben not being able to throw the football. I love what you got in Najee Harris. Juju Smith-Schuster, he might be leaving in free agency, but the offense was stale. It was vanilla. And if you want to add a little bit of bam, I woke you up, to the offense, go out and get somebody like Cordarrelle Patterson, who had 153 carries, 618 yards, 6 touchdowns on the ground. He also added 52 catches for 548 yards, 5 touchdowns. He also gives you that special teams ability that Pittsburgh, I'm sorry, you need a little bit extra help here in this department. So Patterson could be somebody that, hey, I'm not going to sit here and say he's Deebo Samuel. I mean, he's not. Maybe at one time he could have been a Deebo Samuel the way that the 49ers used him. But if you could tell me right now, I'd go out and get a guy, pay him, I don't know, $8, $9, $10 million a year, and he's going to be flirting around that 1,000 total yard mark, you'd have to be crazy not to be interested, especially if he also gives you special teams ability. So what do y'all have to say about this? Do you want the Steelers to sign Cordarrelle Patterson? You know, down in the comments, I need you guys to let me know. Type S for sign, or if you're like, nah, he's getting up there, he's over the age of 30, you can go ahead and type P for pass. Let's just say this, man. If the Steelers, they go out and trade for Carr, if they go out and make any trade, if they go out and sign for Cordarrelle Patterson, And if you're wondering, wait, how did I miss that? It's probably because you're not subscribed. We will keep you guys up to date as we inch closer and closer to 9,000 subs. The more subs that a YouTube channel gets here at Chat Sports, the more content you're going to get. If you want videos every single day, you need more subscribers. But if you're also a diehard fan and you want to know more than your buddies or maybe your family, hey, I grew up in central Pennsylvania. I know how dedicated you guys are. So give me that sub button, then hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss a thing. The final thing that we're going to talk about here is the new linebackers coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's Brian Flores, and he talked with Bryant Gumbel about he ended up in Pittsburgh. So Flores, remember, he's suing the NFL on, it's like 58 different accounts at this point. He also said that the Miami Dolphins, Stephen Ross, they were offered to pay him $100,000 to lose games on purpose. Of course, Miami, they've literally said from the start that none of this is true. From what I've learned, well, somebody's lying. The latest is that the Dolphins owner offered Flores a contract payout if he signed an NDA. That's what Flores has to say. Stephen Ross, on the other hand, and the Miami Dolphins, they disagree. But here's exactly what Flores had to say to Brian Gumbel on HBO. I actually was, calling Coach T, really get some counsel. I was thinking about the next steps for me from a coaching standpoint, and then that conversation turned into an opportunity here in Pittsburgh. To Coach Flores' credit, this is from Flores' attorney, Doug Widder, to Brian Gumbel. To Coach Flores' credit, he wasn't going to sign that because he wanted to. It wasn't about the money. If it was about the money, he would have signed it. What he did instead was file this lawsuit so that he could help other coaches now and in the future. So what do? We keep you guys up to date news, rumors, and the latest report was that it was a 2-year NDA contract offered to Flores. So for those of you that don't necessarily know what that means, is this, I don't know, maybe a distraction for the Steelers? Some people might think so, but I also know this. Brian Flores is just an absolute slam dunk of a coach, and for those of you that don't know what an NDA is, this is what it is. A non-disclosure agreement is a legally binding contract that establishes a confidential relationship. The party or parties signing the agreement agree that sensitive information that may obtain will not be made available to any others. An NDA may also be referred to as a confidentiality agreement. So what do you guys think about this? Is this a distraction for Pittsburgh? Personally, it might be a little bit of a distraction, right? Because if you look up Brian Flores right now, it's the only thing that you see. But I'm also a believer that there's been players that have a lot of baggage, and NFL teams push it aside. Why? Because players are good, and if you can help them win, they're not going to care. Brian Flores is a good coach. In fact, I think he's a top 32 coach, which means he should probably be a head coach somewhere. The fact that he's the linebacker coach in Pittsburgh, I think it's a slam dunk. So even if it is a distraction, I think a lot of teams should have went ahead and brought him in. So what do you guys have to say about this? Do you like or dislike this? Do you like the hire of Brian Flores? Personally, I think you're crazy if you don't like it. But then, again, everyone has their own opinion. I'm going to go ahead and type my L for like.